Okay. Shit is heating up a little bit. Just a little bit. Let's just get into this, okay? We've got some serious speculation to talk about, but it's not speculation without basis, okay? There are things happening right now on Twitter.com that may suggest that we could be seeing a sequel to Sonic Mania, maybe next year, I don't know, but we need to talk about this. Now again, speculation, not confirmed info, so if you don't already know for some weird reason, T-Lopes is the guy who did the soundtrack for Sonic Mania. Amazing music. We should know this by now. This is basic shit. Now, since Sonic Mania came out, which was 3 years ago, he's obviously been working on other projects and other games. He has worked with someone recently who on Twitter his @ is Watch, and his name says Demons Ate My Neighbors, which is the name of the game that he's working on essentially. I'm sure this guy's the main developer. Now, this guy tweets, just had a good meeting today with some kind folks, and things are happening. Oh man, might want to play some Sonic Mania later, with a GIF or GIF of Sonic Mania, which on its own sounds a bit like, okay. And then he responds, this is a hint, by the way. So that's kind of interesting. Let's keep going. 2 days before this, T-Lopes tweets, the hardest piece to write for any video game is that short ass title screen theme that y'all skip all the time. You know, think of like the Sonic Mania theme, and then it's over. It's like how many seconds long, but it's supposed to be like catchy, introduce you to the game. I mean, a lot of games have themes like that, so this doesn't prove it's about Sonic. Let's keep going. Next day, T-Lopes tweets, if you knew what I signed today, with a wink emoji, kind of suggesting that he signed some form of non-disclosure agreement to suggest that he's working on something that he can't talk about. Of course, given his followers, you know where people's minds went initially. People started turning this into the Sonic, and then of course people respond like, no, Twitter, T-Lopes signing something doesn't mean a new Sonic game's being announced. And then he responds, this isn't untrue. I mean, being a bit vague there, he could have just said that this is true, but he said this is not untrue to kind of like make it a bit weird, like make us question what's going on. But he didn't flat out say it's not Sonic, which, I mean, was he really gonna say that? I don't know. But the point is, the plot is thickening. Let's keep going. Now, of course, I'm not the only one to notice this correlation. People have been talking about this on Twitter for a while now since it happened. Lonely Goomba here responds saying, by the way, these could be unrelated. T-Lopes did the theme for the Kickstarter game Demons Ate My Neighbors, which is the game that the Watch guy was working on. Sonic Mania could just be a clue to point towards T doing more music for them, just saying. But he also says the winky face tweet is too big of a tease to not be something else, so he'd say Sonic is quite likely from T's tweet. Now, to add to that, this Watch guy has already tweeted about that collaboration back on the 12th of August 2020, where he mentions that T-Lopes has done the soundtrack for his game Demons Ate My Neighbors, which, for the record, the music for this game, like, wow, like, I listened to the trailer music, it is flames. But yes, onto my point. How can this recent tweet from November be referring to this game that has already got the trailer revealed and the music has been done for it, for him to now be making another hint mentioning Sonic Mania, saying this is a hint, by the way? Like, this has already been announced from August, so these November tweets clearly are pointing to something different, even while taking into consideration the fact that this game that they're talking about isn't coming out until 2021. I mean, T's tweet is hinting at an NDA being signed, so there wouldn't be an NDA for this if there's already been an announcement tweet 3 months ago. So back to the Watch guy, him saying recently there's a hint related to Sonic Mania, and T-Lopes talking about making a title theme and that he just had to sign something. For these like smaller indie games, they don't be signing NDAs on we're working on your soundtrack. They're small games, they just work on it and they put it out. For T-Lopes to be signing a non-disclosure agreement suggests that he's working on something a bit more significant, like a bigger company like Sega, because obviously if he's working on another Sonic game, Sega can't have him like going around being like, yo, I'm working on this game. Like if it was an indie game, yeah, I'm working on this indie game coming in some months or next year or whatever, but a Sonic game, like you can't be like, yo, I'm working on Mania 2 and just say it. They gotta save it for their official announcements and shit like that. You can't just do things on your own like schedule when you're working with these big companies. So it's only natural that people start thinking of Sonic Mania 2. But at the same time, even if he was working on something with Sega, something Sonic related, it doesn't actually guarantee Mania 2. He is working on a title theme though, so it could be along those lines, but it could be something else. Like, I mean, he already did those remixes for the social media at one point, where he remixed like Station Square. So could it be that he's working on like the Adventure remake soundtrack or some shit like that? Like, any possible Sonic game that's being released could have T-Lop's influence. It's not a guarantee of Mania 2. I mean, he worked on the Team Sonic Racing soundtrack. It could be another spin-off game for all we know. Of course, because the other guy mentioned Mania, you could be thinking that, but it could just be mentioning Mania because it's T-Lop's or not because it's Mania 2. I don't know, but it could be some form of Sonic game that has T-Lop's involvement, or just memes on Twitter, I don't know. Okay, seriously, memes on Twitter probably wouldn't warrant an NDA, right? Let's be real, like, it's just memes on Twitter. I know they're significant for some of you, but in the real world, the games are the priority. So, again, speculation, so we can't be like, yep, Mania 2 confirmed, let's go boys, but it's interesting to see that there's a potential for a Mania sequel, and I mean, it makes sense. I mean, they need a Hail Mary at this point. Like, they're probably working on their modern Sonic title thinking, man, this shit's looking like it's gonna be some ass. Like, we've barely been working on this thing for, what, 2 years? Like, barely even 2. I'll get into that in a separate video, because there's some shit going on between Sonic Team that I need to talk about in its own video. But what they're working on right now could be some mid shit, and they're just like, we need to bring in the classic Sonic guns again, because we can't die on a modern Sonic release and have the franchise being another low point. We need to balance it out with some Mania goodness again, which makes it feel like it's going to be another 2017 situation. I really hope it's not, but, you know, Sega. Plus Mania, get it? Plus Mania, Mania Plus. I'm sorry. Plus Mania, given that it's a lower budget game to develop, Sega with their current losses and their layoffs and all these things that are clearly making it hard for them to produce big budget titles, they can easily put one of these out and secure themselves a game that is well received. Sonic Mania 1 was pretty well received. The only thing people complained about was dated level design and punishing gameplay with lives and game overs, and, you know, all they'd have to do is remove the game overs and all that shit and the starting at the beginning of the zone if you get game over in Act 2 or some shit, and the reviewers will be happy with that, you know, sacrificing the integrity of what the games were about in those days just so they can appease review scores. I mean, it's 2020, right? But nonetheless, if the NDA was just signed, maybe the game's not even ready. Maybe it won't be ready by 2021. I mean, I guess if it's like Mania, the engine's probably there. That means they just have to go in and just add in new content, new levels, maybe add playable aiming, I don't know. They're probably not going to reinvent the wheel too much here, just maybe do all original content, call it a day. So maybe they could get it out in time for, say, a November 2021 release, or maybe it's going to be a 2022 release. We don't know. I mean, the 25th anniversary pretty much wasn't celebrated until the 26th anniversary, because all the games like Forza Mania came out 2017 instead of 2016, so they could be behind schedule, you know, blaming the pandemic and whatnot. Nonetheless, I've already made a video where I detailed exactly how I'd want Sonic Mania 2 to be done, so you can watch that video if you want to know exactly how I'd want to implement that sequel. Personally though, I would rather get a classic Sonic level creator game that has online support where people can make levels, share them online, like basically the Sonic version of Mario Maker. It doesn't have to be just classic Sonic, it could be advanced levels, even Sonic 4 style, like Rush style. Like, I might do a separate video on that as well at some point, but that's kind of what would be more interesting to me at this point, as opposed to a Mania 2, which is like, oh, it's all original, you play like 8-10 zones, it's done, you play for like a month and that's it. Like, a level creator would actually fill up these droughts with consistent content, because people would be making amazing levels in them and we could keep playing them. But yeah, nonetheless, we've got some interesting speculation here. T-Lop's has clearly signed some kind of NDA relating to some kind of project. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think it's Sonic related? Do you think it's something else? If it is Sonic related, what do you want it to be? Do you want a Mania 2? Do you want some other form of T-Lop's related game? But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, subscribe to the non-Sonic channel, link in the description. But that's all I have to say right now, so Premy out.